Breaking news, Prince Harry's hacking trial victory statement has just been shot down by the publishers of the Sun News Group newspaper. Let me explain. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef, the alternate, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, let's jump into this, shall we? Because breaking news yet again, Prince Harry's hacking trial victory statement has just been shot down by the publishers of the Sun, the news group newspaper. Could it be that Harry's being called out? Liar, liar, pants on fire? Well, let me explain because, yes, within the last couple of hours, Hazza released a statement attacking news group newspapers' lies. Now, just to give you a little bit of a taster of what he said, it says this represents a vindication for the hundreds of other claimants who were strong-armed into settling without being able to get to the truth of what was done to them. Pot calling kettle black, right? What did he just freaking do in the last few hours? I mean, come on. He says that, News UK is finally held to account for its illegal actions and its blatant disregard for the law. It's also specifically admitted wrongdoing against Tom Watson and admitted unlawful acts by the Sun, as well as by the News of the World against Prince Harry. The truth that has now been exposed is that News Group newspaper unlawfully engaged more than 100 private investigators over at least 16 years on more than 35,000 occasions. This happened as much at the Sun as it did at the News of the World, with the knowledge of all the editors and executives going to the very top of the company. He then goes on to say, look, there was an extensive conspiracy to cover up what had been really going on and who knew about it. They deliberately obstructed justice, deleted over 30 million emails, destroyed backup tapes, made false denials, repeatedly lied under oath to cover their tracks, both in court and at the Leveson public inquiry. And it goes on and on and on and on and on, as you can probably imagine, from the gob of Prince Harry, right? Well, News Group newspaper, publisher of The Sun and other well-known tabloid newspapers, have just shot back. And are they basically calling Harry a liar, liar, pants on fire, dude? Because thanks to @Sabira Loin on Twitter for sharing the News Group newspaper's essentially statement shooting back at Prince Harry, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, calling out his lies in his statement. So let's see what they say here. They say, today we have come to agreements with the Duke of Sussex and Lord Watson to pay damages and to settle their cases. It's in the interest of all the parties to come to a settlement. This statement is to clarify questions raised after the hearing. It's long been a matter of record that the Duke of Sussex's phone was hacked by the News of the World. 2 people served criminal sentences for this in 2006 and an apology was given. Today, a full and unequivocal apology is given to the Duke of Sussex for the phone hacking, surveillance and misuse of private information by journalists and private investigators instructed by them at the News of the World. Phone hacking at the News of the World was not due to be a part of this trial, but it is a part of this settlement. So Hazza, in his statement, in my opinion, conspiracy theory or whatever, is trying to make out that, yes, we finally got it. We finally got the proof and the admittance through this settlement that the Sun, they did it all. It's all the Sun's fault, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't just the News of the World. Failed to mention in his statement that the settlement was also to pay him for what the News of the World did to him. Always interesting what they don't say, right, guys? In the 1990s and early 2000s, there was widespread use by the broadcast and news media of private investigators. In most cases, their use was for public interest journalism and to obtain information necessary for the purposes of journalism. Today, our apology to the Duke of Sussex includes an apology for incidents of unlawful activities carried out by private investigators working for The Sun, not by journalists during the period 96 to 2011. Again, guys, it's really, really, really critical to also notice what Hazard doesn't say in his statement. His statement makes out that it were the journalists at The Sun that hacked him and everything else in between, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, right? That's the impression I got. What was the impression you got when you read his statement, right? The Sun, though, is calling him, as far as I'm concerned, a liar, liar, pants on fire, dude. Because they're like, no. Let's clarify here. It was private investigators, secondary contractors who did it. Weren't our journalists. It wasn't Dan Wooten. Right, guys? And so their statement continues, saying, it must also be stressed that allegations that were being made publicly pre-trial and indeed post-settlement that News International destroyed evidence in 2010 and 2011 would have been the subject of significant challenge at trial. These allegations were and continue to be strongly denied. Extensive evidence would have been called in trial to rebut these allegations from senior staff, from technology and legal. So for Hazard in his statement, as far as I'm concerned, to make out that, they've settled and, this all proves that, they destroyed evidence, blah, 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 blah. The Sun's like, I don't think so, mate. Calm your tits on this one. They then say, after we served our skeleton arguments and evidence for trial, including witness statements, the Duke has not sought to pursue these allegations further, despite his stated intent, and no admission or apology has been made in relation to this. This is significant. This matter was also investigated fully by the police and CPS between 2012 and 2015, at the conclusion of which it was found that there was no case to answer. There you go. Ultimately, they're turning around and saying, look, and this is my kind of impression of it all, we gave him our skeleton case, our skeleton argument, the basics of what we had. Hazard looked at it and thought, I'm not going to win this. Because they had overwhelming evidence to completely do him over. Lord Watson's phone was not hacked in 2009 and 2011, and had this gone to trial, News Group newspapers would have called evidence from telecoms experts to demonstrate that hacking after 2007 was nigh on impossible due to security upgrades undertaken by telecoms companies. This evidence was also provided to the Leveson inquiry. No admission has been made on this today. There you go. Again, Hazard's statement gives you the impression that, yes, this is proof they hacked us. It's also proof they hacked Tom Watson as well. The other person that was going against the Sun, standing shoulder to shoulder with me, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, the Sun's turning around and saying again, hold your horses on that one, mate. Liar, liar, pants on fire? They then conclude by saying, look, after more than a decade of litigation and 14 years since the News of the World closed down, today's settlement draws a line under the past and brings an end to this litigation. Indeed, the judge made it clear in remarks in court at the end of the hearing that these cases are likely to be the last liable to go to trial. Any cases now brought years after the events will be liable to be struck out. This was Hazard's last chance. He's done. The Sun today can face the future and continue its proud record of award-winning public interest journalism, investigations, and campaigning on behalf of its readers. So there we go. That is it in a nutshell. Breaking news. Prince Harry's hacking trial victory statement has just been shot down by the Sun. Furthermore, they're turning round and saying it wasn't our journalists. It was the private investigators that we hired, that were contracted to us. But it wasn't our journalists, which means one thing. They're literally turning round and saying that all their journalists at the Sun were completely innocent, including Dan Wooten. And that's one big major win for Dan, that is for certain. With that being said, if you appreciated this video and you want more, and believe me, of course, there's going to be more, you do not want to miss my next video, then make sure you subscribe to join our Alternate Tribe, because I'll be honest with you, help us get to 1 million when I can get my teeth back in so we can get that gold play button right there and hopefully cause a Meghan Markle meltdown on Instagram. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatevers. And until the next time, you guys. Laters.